Nothing, Frank said quickly. I just. Nothing. About firing on the camp. Octavian could be behind it, like magically or something. He didn't want the Romans getting along with you guys. Leo wanted to believe that. He was grateful to this kid for not hating him, but he knew if it had not been Octavian. Leo had walked to the ballista and started firing. Part of him had known it was wrong. He'd asked himself, "What the heck am I doing?" But he'd done it anyway. Maybe he was going crazy. The stress of all these months of working on the Argo 2 might have finally made him crack. But he couldn't think about that. He needed to do something productive. His hands needed to be busy. "Look," he said, "I should talk to Festus and get a damage report. You mind?" Frank helped him up. "Who is Festus?" "My friend," Leo said. "His name isn't Sammy either, in case you're wondering. Come on, I'll introduce you." Fortunately, the bronze dragon was not damaged. Well, aside from the fact that last winter he'd lost everything except for his head, but Leo didn't count that. When they reached the bow of the ship, the figurehead turned 180 degrees to look at them. Frank yelped and backed away. "It's alive," he said. Leo would have laughed if he hadn't felt so bad. "Yeah, Frank, this is Festus. He used to be a full bronze dragon, but we had an accident." "You have a lot of accidents," Frank noted. "Well, some of us can't turn into dragons, so we have to build our own." Leo arched his eyebrows at Frank. "Anyway, I revived him as a figurehead. He's kind of the ship's main interface now. How are things looking, Festus?" Festus snorted smoke and made a series of squeaking and whirling sounds. Over the last few months, Leo had learned to interpret this machine language. Other demigods could understand Latin and Greek. Leo could speak creak and squeak. "Ah," Leo said, "could be worse, but the hull is compromised in several places. The port aerial ores need to be fixed before we can go full speed again. We'll need to repair some materials. Celestial bronze, tar, lime." "What do you need limes for?" "Dude, lime, calcium carbonate, used in cement and a bunch of other. Never mind. The point is, the ship isn't going to be going far unless we can fix it." Festus made another click creak noise that Leo didn't recognize. It sounded like Azul. "Oh, Hazel," he deciphered. "That's the girl with the curly hair, right?" Frank gulped. "Is she okay?" "Yeah, she's fine," Leo said. "According to Festus, her horse is racing along below. She's following us." "We've got to land then," Frank said. Leo studied him. "She's your girlfriend?" Frank chewed his lip. "Yes." "You don't sound sure." "Yes, yes, definitely I am sure." Leo raised his hands. "Okay, fine. The problem is we can only manage one landing. The way the hull and the oars are, we won't be able to lift off again until we repair. So we'll have to make sure we land somewhere with all the right supplies." Frank scratched his head. "Where do you get celestial bronze? You can't just stock up at Home Depot." "Festus, do a scan." "He can scan for magic bronze?" Frank marveled. "Is there anything he can't do?" Leo thought, "You should have seen him when he had a body." But he didn't say that. It was too painful remembering the way Festus used to be. Leo peered over the ship's bow. The Central California Valley was passing below. Leo didn't hold out much hope that they could find what they needed all in one place, but they had to try. Leo also wanted to put as much distance as possible between himself and New Rome. The Argo 2 could cover vast distances pretty quickly thanks to its magical engine, but Leo figured the Romans had magical travel methods of their own. Behind him, the stairs creaked. Percy and Annabeth climbed up, their faces grim. Leo's heart stumbled. "Is Jason?" "He's resting," Annabeth said. "Piper's keeping an eye on him. He should be fine." Percy gave him a hard look. "Annabeth said you did the firing of the ballista." "Man, I don't know how it happened. I'm so sorry." "Sorry?" Percy growled. Annabeth put a hand on her boyfriend's chest. "We'll figure it out later. Right now we have to regroup and make a plan. What's the situation with the ship?" Leo's legs trembled. The way Percy had looked at him made him feel the same as when Jason summoned lightning. Leo's skin tingled, and every instinct in his body screamed, "Duck!" He told Annabeth about the damage and the supplies that they needed. At least he felt better talking about something fixable. He was bemoaning a shortage of celestial bronze when Festus began to whirl and squeak. Perfect, Leo said with relief. What's perfect? Annabeth said. I could use some perfect right now. Leo managed to smile. Everything we need in one place. Frank, why don't you turn into a bird or something? Fly down and tell your girlfriend to meet us at the Great Salt Lake in Utah.